there guys, Duckville here. We're going to see a replay here that I saw on Reddit, on the StarCraft subsection of Reddit. Apparently this actually has a really cool response to what has become a bit of a standard these days, especially on the Korean server, which is to see when you actually pylon off your Zerg opponent's ramp. So just firstly, I actually have not watched this. I've literally just grabbed this off Reddit and have just clicked straight into the thingo to have a look, and we'll see how we go. So I cannot promise anything, but it's not too long, so I'm assuming this will get very interesting. We do have DHN up here at the 12 o'clock on Lost Temple, and his opponent today is the Red Toss down here, and his name is actually Akilla? Yeah, that's the one, Akilla. As I said, casting this one pretty much on the fly, so we're going to see how things go. We've got Akilla just scouting out at the moment. He's got his probe going down to the 6 o'clock position first, which is a bit unfortunate, but he should know by now that the DHN is actually up the top. He should see it now, especially seeing that probe is just run underneath it. You would think he is going to actually move his, he is actually moving the probe up towards the top base here. DHN hasn't actually gone for the quick expo just yet. He's up to 15 drones at the moment, and he hasn't actually moved out yet, but we do have a forge down here from Akilla. As I said, a little bit of a spoiler, obviously, that this definitely is a game where we do have the fancy little pylon wall off on the ramp, so we are going to see an interesting way, apparently, as to how Zergs can react to this. Now, interestingly enough, this particular strategy is not necessarily going to be useful after the patch comes, which is in December or around about there, because you can't actually wall off the ramp with the pylons unless you build like 4 of them or something like that. I haven't actually been on the test server, so I'm not sure. Anyway, the 2 pylons have gone up here, and it looks as if he's going to put down a cannon or 2 perhaps, just to make sure that the wall is pretty secure. Generally you only see about 1 pylon go up, but we'll see how we go. As I said, I'm not sure about the quality of this particular replay. And he does boost his way up. That's a bit of a StarCraft 1 trick to actually boost up your probe like that using the pylon or some particular building. And it looks as if Akilla is actually going to be pretty clever here and actually check out what happens. He's just sort of checking out what's happening around the map to make sure that his opponent hasn't actually scouted out anywhere else and built somewhere else, but he hasn't actually checked his own base. We've got a hatchery going down here from DHN, and he's going to build a hatchery inside Akilla's base, and Akilla has not seen it just yet. As you can see here, he's still in the dark as to what's happening over here in the corner. As you can see, I was actually getting that wrong. That's actually up here. And he's going to just sort of move forward and get a couple of cannons up. He's got a pylon here. Not really sure what the point of that pylon is, but he's probably going to chuck down a cannon in a second. He's going to try and just cannon walk his way up here, but it's not going to work. As we can see, 2 spine crawlers are up. So we got Akilla just sort of transitioning back to a normal mode here at the moment. He's got his gateway coming down and 2 assimilators going, which is a little bit surprising to see 2 after this sort of style. I suppose he's actually just going to just try and boost out a lot of units at the start while the Zerg opponent is contained. Little does he know, as we can see, that the creep is slowly moving across here from this hatchery. It isn't in range just yet. Probably this next tiny little bit here, if it pops up, will be in range of the vision of the Nexus, but we'll see how we go. It's going to move across there in just a second. There it is. We do have 1 roach out though, so Akilla's not going to be aware of these roaches just yet. Let's have a quick look at how Akilla's reacting. He has finally seen it, but the roaches are already inside. His reaction here is to sort of jump across. He's probably going to try and build something with the probe, but looks as if DHN is just going to build a few more things here. He's going to chuck down a spine crawler and a creep tumor, so we can see these roaches have gone to town there on the probes, and that is it. The game is over. So it was very quick on, as we said there. Just an interesting response. That is not going to work. I implore to all of the players who think, oh, I'm going to do that all the time now. It's not going to work every single time. You will get opponents who will spot the drone running in and perhaps the hatchery as well, and they will react accordingly. So just keep that in mind. Although that was a very fun response there from DHN. So quite a cool little game. Thanks very much. Cheers.